Some people prefer being alone. Not because they're broken or antisocial, but because something inside them works differently. When they're alone, their mind doesn't go silent. It becomes clearer. Solitude isn't emptiness for them. It's the space where their thoughts finally fall into place. They don't avoid people out of fear. They step back to protect their clarity. Too much noise drains them, not just sound, but emotional noise. They're careful with where their energy goes. Because once it's gone, it takes time to return. Saying no isn't rejection for them. It's self-regulation. They prefer depth over stimulation. Meaning over constant interaction. Time alone helps them stay connected to who they really are. And this preference isn't random. It's a silent pattern, shared by people who think deeply and live deliberately. They don't rush to speak. They absorb what others miss. Strong emotions around them don't pull them in. They observe before reacting. Distance, for them, isn't coldness. It's intention. Being alone helps them process life instead of escaping it. They don't feel the need to perform for acceptance. Solitude allows them to close doors gently, without guilt. They move at their own pace. Even when the world demands speed. Time alone strengthens their inner reference point. They're less influenced by trends, opinions, and pressure. This is why solitude doesn't weaken them. It quietly builds strength. For them, solitude isn't isolation. It's how they recharge emotionally. Time alone helps them reconnect with what they feel, not what others expect. Distance gives them clarity. Without it, emotions start to blur. They step away from unnecessary conflict, not because they're weak, but because they're selective. They protect their inner energy carefully. Not everyone gets access to it. Alone time helps them process what others ignore. Memories, emotions, unfinished thoughts. They feel things deeply. And solitude gives those feelings room to settle. They don't speak just to fill silence. They speak when it matters. Pulling back is often an intentional act, a way to stay aligned with themselves. For them, being alone isn't emptiness. It's emotional balance. They let ideas mature. Quick answers rarely interest them, clarity does. Before deciding, they observe consequences, not opinions. They naturally connect dots others overlook. Their mind works by subtraction, removing noise until only truth remains. They think slowly on purpose. Speed isn't intelligence, depth is. They don't ignore emotions. They just don't let emotions lead. Distance gives them perspective, and perspective gives them control. They notice subtle signals most minds skip over. Agreement doesn't feel safe to them. Understanding does. Their greatest strength isn't intelligence. It's mental independence. People who prefer being alone need space to feel what others avoid. They don't rush to escape uncomfortable emotions. They let them pass. Their strength isn't emotional numbness. It's emotional containment. They understand that not everything needs to be fixed immediately. Solitude helps them build emotional boundaries others never develop. They feel deeply, but react selectively. Time alone is where emotional pressure quietly dissolves. Without solitude, their emotions accumulate. With it, they reset. This is how they stay emotionally stable, not by escaping, but by processing. Their calm isn't weakness. It's a strength most people never learn. People like this don't rush toward life. They let life come into focus first. They don't measure their worth by speed. They measure it by alignment. They feel less pressure to perform. Because they don't live for external approval. Their confidence isn't loud. It's built quietly, from within. When they choose solitude, it's not escape. It's intention. They don't need constant stimulation to feel alive. Stillness already does that. Solitude allows them to exist without performing, without pretending. This is why they often feel grounded. Even when the world feels unstable, their strength doesn't announce itself. It simply remains. Preferring to be alone isn't a weakness. It's a silent pattern, shared by people who live with depth, awareness, and inner balance.